What is up? Hey, I'm Galaxy StarCraft. I'm bringing you a StarCraft 2 commentary. We're going to go in there in just a second. Couple announcements. I'm playing with sound, so I'm testing the sound levels, is kind of experimenting, seeing what exactly is the best sound level in the game compared with my voice. My headset was chewed up, so you'll be hearing that because my cat ate my headset. And so yeah, other than that, I'm right now downloading Dragon Age 2 demo. Excited to play Dragon Age 2. And you know, I don't really, ever since I started playing StarCraft 2, I haven't been playing other video games. When I do, they seem boring. I'm like, yeah, this is kind of a waste of time, because I could be playing StarCraft 2 right now. And that's what I do. I could think, well, I could play a video game, or right now while I'm waiting for Dragon Age 2 demo to download, or I could be commentating a game. I'd much rather be doing that. So here we go into a Korean game with Rainbow something versus unknown. I think Rainbow Razor versus unknown Korean scribble hieroglyphics. Here we go. This had medium popularity on SC2 but hopefully this game will be exciting and good. Nonetheless, whether it's good or not, we will try and make the most of it. About me, I am a platinum level player working for my diamond, and hopefully eventually Master League one day is my goal, and maybe top 200. That's what I'd like. That's who I am. I'm a Protoss player, and but I know a little bit of the other races too. Not a whole lot, but hey, I'm definitely learning. So we're gonna have unknown Zerg. We'll just call him Zerg. Here we have Red Zerg. We'll see. You know, man might call him something. You know, you never know. A name might blur it out. So who knows? Here we have Red Korean Zerg versus Rainbow Razor, the Terran, and I'm definitely rooting for the blue Rainbow Razor because he has a name, and I can actually identify with someone who has a name. This is Zalaga Caverns. Quick thing about the map: natural, easy to take, but is a wide open expansion. If you're a Zerg player, you might not want a fast expand because it can be very, 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 very vulnerable, and is vulnerable. You know, it is vulnerable to early game pressure from drops, Hellions, you know, etc., etc. You know the game. And then we have the third is harder to take with destructible rocks here. You could take a ninja expansion for a third here or here, but usually players just kind of play normal and just destroy these destructible rocks. So hopefully we have a good game in store. 0 APM for Rainbow Razor. Whoa, he does not like to spam at the beginning. Meanwhile, it looks like Unknown Zerg. Ooh, that's a good name. Unknown Zerg. That's his name. He is at 400 APM. He is on fire. He's ready to go. And a barracks is now on the way. Excuse me, I have a little bit of a cold, so my voice might be going blah. A little bit of update. Artosis, if you don't subscribe to him on Facebook. Woo! He's actually been sick, and he's been barfing after his cast. But I promise not to barf here. Actually, that would be kind of cool if I barfed. Okay, so Unknown Zerg sending an Overlord here, which will scout for any kind of bunker pressure or like engineering bay, whatever. If there's an SCV down here, the Zerg player will know about it. Sending a drone now. He might think about stealing gas. And another Overlord is scooting down this way and will probably make its way down here eventually. Here comes the drone, but oh my gosh, Rainbow Razor has walled off. That's a good choice from Razor because it blocks the drone from getting the gas. However, Razor, if he stays on one base, he will be vulnerable to Baneling busts. So we will just see what the Zerg's plan is. Oh, and this Overlord actually, interestingly enough, is leaving the natural, which may be a little bit of a mistake. I wasn't really talking about the Zerg build, but it looks like he went gas into spawning pool, and we'll be getting Zergling speed out. There it is. He just got 100 gas. It looks like pulling drones off gas. Has one guy in gas right now. I'm not sure if that's intentional or not. 4 Zerglings out. We'll try and kill this SCV, and now Zerg can get a safe expansion. This is becoming a very standard build on both Korean and North American servers. And this SCV does have 10 health. Let's watch it die. 5 health. Because of the Zergling speed, it will eventually catch up to this SCV. There are a couple Marines on the map, but I don't think there are quite enough to handle this pressure. I think there's probably a no bunker, just a reactor. So we see for Terran, we have a factory coming. and reactors. So we could actually see this factory swap with the reactors, so we could see double Hellions. That would be a good choice on this map, again, considering this wide open expansion for Zerg. And so yeah, everything's going good for me. I'm exploring these crazy hotkey setups. You know, in a recent patch, I think possibly 1.2, Blizzard allow you to create your own hotkeys. So maybe one day, just for fun, I'll make a video about interesting place to put your overlords. Usually, interesting to put them here and here. Any thoughts, Terran players or Zerg players, why you might want to put your overlords on the sides of the map? Usually, they're good for scouting. I don't know why you'd want them on the sides. Anyway, any thoughts? Oh yeah, so I'm macroing, like I create all these macro buttons, and it's like this crazy setup, but I think it's really gonna work for me. So maybe I'll talk more about that at one point. It looks like just this reactor is being used just for Marines, and only single Hellions coming out. Interestingly enough, a barracks after factory, and no additional add-ons so far. So. Just because I'm not familiar with this build doesn't mean that it's not good. An SCV carelessly gets blown up. And a lot of Zerglings out right now for the Zerg player. Usually, if you're not under pressure and you're Zerg, what you want to be doing is make a lot of drones. Right now, Zerg might actually want to make a spine crawler. See, if he didn't make the Zerglings, he'd have more economy, more drones. He could put down a couple spine crawlers and be fine. And 2 drones for 2 spine crawlers, or 1, is better than like 5, you know, 3 or 4 drones for all these Zerglings. So that's my thoughts on that. And a nice 10 Marine and Hellion push. I think Zerg really does need to make a couple of spine crawlers. Does he have energy for transfuse? It doesn't look like he does. So here it comes. This could be possibly a game ending. My God, Hellions trying to kill these Zerglings, but could harass up in the main. Oh, no, looks like all these Zerglings do get taken out though. And it's same push there from Rainbow Razor, cutting his opponent in half with his Razor-like sword. And I kind of felt like, yeah, what? You know, it's over. That harass is over. He looks at unit loss, about favoring the Zerg player. However, like the Harvester is kind of about even, so they didn't do a whole lot except kill a whole bunch of Zerglings. All the queens did survive. It looks like we do have 3 queens. I was hoping that... do we have 3 queens? Wait. Let's see, counter pressure going on now. 1, let's look at the unit tab. Oh yeah, 2 queens were obliterated there. I'm just not sure. But plenty of Marines here, blah blah blah. This is the point in the cast where my vocal speech completely cuts out. Yes indeed. So, layer on the way now for Zerg, and a Spore Crawler. He expects Banshees, but he didn't spot it. That's why you really need your overlords by the base, and you need to, like, this overlord needs to suicide itself, and if it doesn't see a starport, then there's no point in building a Spore Crawler. So that's my opinion there. Like, why spend money on why spend a drone and money on a Spore Crawler when you could sacrifice an overlord? It's only 100 minerals, although it is 1 larva for sure. It just seems unnecessary, but that's... Okay, and interesting, a Spore Crawler and Spine Crawler in the main of, and another Spore Crawler. Wow, 3 Spore Crawlers now. I really don't think that was a good choice, because those Spore Crawlers will do nothing versus this composition. I think that Zerg has a lack of information and is going on erroneous information. Look at the gas for Terran player is up to 700. That's quite unusual. Quite unusual indeed. Not a very good way to spend your resources, but I'm scrutinizing both players here, but I think for good reason. I think that my logic is sound. And interestingly enough, no Roach Warren either for Zerg. Usually you want to get a Roach Warren to fend off Hellions. If you see Hellions, you want to make a Roach Warren, because you never know how many Hellions they're going to make. So this could be potentially another game-ending push from Terran. Zerg is being patient, he's waiting, he does have 1 Spine Crawler. 1 Spine Crawler only, but he's lost a lot of Zerglings so far. And a Stim goes down. Hellions now harassing. I think this game is over. I don't know what happened to our unknown Zerg, but his name will not be written in the annals. Oh my God, that's a lot of Zerglings. Maybe I spoke too soon. Hellions, not a good place to fight that army. I don't know what he was thinking. GG from Unknown Zerg, but what you do is you don't go up a ramp and fight these Marines, which all shoot from a range right on the ramp, because half those Zerglings, if we go back, look at the Zerglings, what you want to do is get a surround with your Zerglings. If all those Zerglings, let's pause, how many Zerglings are there? 39. If those 39 unit Zerglings surrounded this army, he could have actually probably taken it out. And if we look at the harvester count, it's about even. So big blunder there from Zerg, I'd say. I just thought he could have been a little bit more patient. So anyway, not as an exciting game as I thought, but hopefully Dragon Age 2 is almost downloaded. That's the demo. The demo is almost downloaded. And thanks for tuning in to my channel. If you subscribe to me, that would be helpful. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, it definitely pays to subscribe, because if you want to see more videos and you subscribe, that lets me know that it sort of encourages me. It says, hey, I like what you're doing, keep doing it. And it's also free to subscribe, so, but only do so if you feel it in your heart. Well, that was a good game, and again, kind of just weird placement of overlords here, but I'm done scrutinizing this guy. I'm gonna go check on my download. So cheerio. And I'm trying to think of other ways to say goodbye besides cheerio. I could say it like an Englishman. Cheerio. Cheerio, mates. Cheerio. Cheerio. Cheerio.